Hello everyone, so welcome to another video. So, if you've seen the background and you recognize it, then you know what I'm going to get at already. So, let's get into this. I've recently been on about to quite a few people on stream getting back into Diablo 2, especially because we've got the remake that's just come out, or is coming out as far as I know. And of course, I've been posting up a couple of things about me being afraid of censorship with the game. The new devs of Vicarious Visions, Blizzard South, have seemingly censored the game for Chinese audience. And personally, I don't feel like playing a censored version, even if it is, or even if it has got better graphics. What's even funnier is that recently I've been recommended a load of different videos that show off the game in its entirety and go on about the different bugs that it has, the censorship scandal. The whole thing with Blizzard at the moment is a complete murky mess, and I don't want to get into it, obviously, because of the other allegations. But the one video that caught my attention was from the former Blizzard North developer, or lead dev, I think it was. One of the devs on the original Diablo and Diablo 2. And basically he was saying, look, it's basically a soulless cash grab. Don't go with it. Go indie. And this really resonated with me because I thought, you know what? Why should I have to pay $40 for a soulless cash grab if I can try and get this thing for either free or if I can just play it if I still have it? So sure enough, I go back through storage and we find it and we find the key for it. So of course, we slap it in, and it just works. It just works. After 20 odd years of me not playing this game and playing everything else, going back to it is fine now, and it was great to experience that. So thanks to that dev, because now, I might not have the fancy graphics that everybody else has, but then again, all my characters don't look like they've gone through a midlife crisis and they're literally on the verge of death, or are basically has-beens that are washed up. Because seriously, if you've seen the character roster, you'll look at all of them, and most of them look terrible. Obviously, the Amazon being the worst offender, looking like William Dafoe. you know. But yeah, basically, they all look terrible, so I wanted those classic graphics back, even if they were pixelated. I know I could have got those on the remake, but this guy in the background's there saying, don't pay them. So why should I pay them when I've got a copy upstairs? If you want to get the game, however, you can get it for really cheap, either at a flea market or eBay, or hell, you could even get it on Blizzard's own website for cheaper than the remaster. You can get it for like $8, I think, on their own website, not through the Battle.net app or the client, because they hide it away like mad. It's under like the classic games section on the website. That's the only way of getting it. But yeah, if you don't have the original and you want to play it, that's the other way that you could consider, playing it instead of giving them money for something which is probably not going to be as good as you think. There are already a ton of bugs, apparently, day one, and people having plenty of problems and losing progress and stuff. So of course, like how I started off this whole thing, with me trying to save other people money, when it comes to me saving money, I have to thank that dev from Blizz North, because that was brilliant. So anyway, I got to experience this thing again after 20 years. The last time I played this thing was when I was like either 12 or 13, and I only played it for maybe a month or so, but that month was like a month solid. And I remember playing as a necromancer, getting to the inner cloister where you fight Andariel, the first lesser evil, and I remember putting her inside of a wall made out of other people's bones with a couple of skeletons that I'd spawned, poisoning her, and then watching the skeletons just butcher her to death. And that was a very, very fond memory that I have of the game, because it was just hilarious just to watch the boss get massacred. So, I start again, and I'm like, okay, let's go all in on summoning and necromancy again. So sure enough, I get my necromancer, we summon the first skeleton, and I honestly don't remember the skeletons moving around at light speed. No joke, the skeleton that I spawned literally just headed off into the distance and just started massacring goblins, or whatever the hell they are, at the beginning near the rogues encampment. They look like goblins, so I'm going to reference them as goblins. because it also allows me to basically live out my Goblin Slayer fantasies from those videos back in the day, you know, because it's just so funny to watch a skeleton wailing on them. But when you have a small army of them, well then that's even better. You know, my recent encounters on this game are as follows. I'm like level 20 now, I think it is. 4 normal skeletons, 4 skeleton mages, a clay golem, and an assistant that I've just randomly wrangled from town, right? And we just run around the wilderness and butcher absolutely everything that comes in our way. And the most fun I have is going into one of these like goblin-style encampments where they have a shaman that resurrects them. And then there's just tons of them all over the place, just infesting the entire area. And my skeletons are just going in and throwing fireballs and lightning and everything at them, or butchering them with axes. My clay golem's busy punching them to death. You know, the assistant, who, if it's a rogue, then she's a bow woman who's busy shooting things from range with like fire arrows. If you're in the second area that's more like a Middle Eastern area, then you've got this backup that has a polearm. He's really cool. He's just constantly stabbing at people. But anyway, we're in this encampment, we're just killing everybody, and I'm either stood there just chilling out, just being like, I'll leave it to you guys, I'm totally fine, I don't need to get involved, or I'm sat there with a shield and a club, like literally just a standard club made out of wood with like some, I think it's like a bandage wrapped around it or something, and I'm just wailing on everything and just caving their skulls in and listening to them cry out in pain. And oh my god, I know this and the Dead Space videos make me sound like a psychopath. It might be true, but seriously, it's absolutely amazing just for these encounters primarily, because you get to feel that anxiety of, yes, I may die, or I may just kill everything. And it's absolutely hilarious to me. Never felt this good at a game in so long. So it's just funny walking around the wilderness, butchering everything, running into bosses, and killing them too in similar ways. Like Andariel, I went back and had more problems with her this time. We go into the inner cloister, I've got my group here, we're just like, right, well, let's go in, we'll kill her. She proceeds to basically solo the entire party to the point where I'm like, okay. I invested in summoning and not other necromancy stuff like curses or anything else. I'm going to back out now. I'm just going to close this door. You can stay there and I'll be right back. You know, so then I go into another area, I heal up, I port back to town, go near the town where there's a load of easy enemies to kill them, resurrect my skeletons, get my golem back, go hire some more help that's willing to come on this crazy suicidal run with me, port back to the inner cloister, and then finish her off, you know. And then I can't begin to tell you the amount of time I have sunk into this over the past couple of days, because it is so much fun, like just chilling out on it. And then next thing you know, 6 hours are gone and I've been busy just murdering everything in the surrounding countryside. You know, it takes a lot of time and effort to butcher every single demon that's in the near surroundings. But by God, I'm gonna do it, you know. I don't even know what's going on with the townsfolk, you know, because like every town I go to, they're like, oh, you're so virtuous, you're a great hero, we love you and everything, thank you for saving us. Meanwhile, I'm sat there with like 8 skeletons, a clay golem, and some hired assassin, basically, just like, so, are you going to identify those items for me so I can sell them back to you, and then I can get more enchanted gear, or can I just go on my way and go back to resurrecting corpses right outside your encampment door? You know, there's a massive disconnect there. But the entire thing is hilarious, given the fact that I haven't paid for any of it, and the fact that, yeah, the graphics might not be as good, but the gameplay is still there. The gameplay is still as solid. It's still as fun as I remember it, so it's great. It's almost like going back in time. You know, I basically have a game from that time period that I can still play, that still works on my machine, and I'm happy about that. I unfortunately haven't found a safe way to use OBS for it, so you won't be able to see any footage. But take my word for it when I say it's absolutely amazing, and you should try it out if you can, without paying Blizzard as much as possible for it, especially if it's going to be censored. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, bye!